mornings, the first thing I do is peruse numerous articles, white papers, studies, and videos pertaining to content marketing and audio and video production techniques. Recently, I was looking at an interview with an author who had written a book about how marketing is changing for businesses. This might be good, I thought. Indeed, there was a rather lengthy text-based Q&A that detailed how things are evolving in the new marketing universe. The perspective was thought-provoking, and there were a couple of points where I went, interesting. In the back of my mind, I began to consider how I might handle this content in one of our blogs. Upon finishing the article, I noticed a couple of videos. The first was a pretty well-done promo, and I began thinking about how I would like to include it. All in all, I was quite certain this would be a very good blog post. Then I watched the second video, and this is where things went horribly wrong. The second video can best be described as conversation content. It began as an interview where the author could pump his book, but devolved to a conversation where the interviewer spent as much time pumping himself and his company and inviting the interviewee to agree with him as anything else. I cringed several times when the interviewer used unnecessarily vulgar language that only detracted from the conversation. I've been in media since 1977 and spent 20 years in traditional radio and TV broadcasting, and I've never seen anything this hideous. The interview was shot in the interviewer's office, which consisted of a folding table piled high with computer monitors. You could actually see the reflection of the interviewer in one of the screens. The office looked as if it would qualify for federal disaster relief, and you could see wires going in every direction under the table. The conversation lasted 27 minutes. 27 minutes of the most amateurish drivel I have seen in, well, maybe ever. 27 minutes gone. I'm considering a lawsuit to get it back. Here are the takeaways. Just because you have video doesn't mean you should use it. If the pictures are ugly and the conversation pointless, it's best to leave it in the can. Consider how vulgar language might affect your audience. And for the love of Mike, if you do an interview with someone, make sure you actually interview them. Here's a tip. The interview is about the subject and not you. Early in my career, I got some advice that continues to serve me well today. When you interview someone, write down the first question you want to ask them. Ask it and listen carefully to the answer. Somewhere in that answer is your next question. Continue listening to answers and asking questions. Pretty soon, you'll have a metric ton of content you may have to break up into several episodes, and wouldn't that be awful? Your interview will sparkle, your guest will give you great stuff, and you'll look like a genius. Questions? Comments? I'd love to hear from you. Email us anytime.